This is the August VGB500 capture card. It's a USB 3.0 capture card that features HDMI in, as usual, and HDMI out. And at around $80, this tends to offer, at least on the outside, it seems to look like it offers something like what the Elgato HD60S, at least the previous generations of it, offer, but in a cheaper package. Let's explore this. So this company, August, saw our Avermedia Live Gamer Mini review. By the way, that'll be linked right up here. And they decided to reach out and offer one of their own capture cards for review. Now, this offers similar functionality to that Avermedia as well as the Elgato HD60S, in which being it's USB connected, it's got HDMI in and HDMI out, and they're 1080p 60 cards. I think the HD60S now in its current gen can output 4K. That way, if you do PS4 or Xbox and 4K gaming, you still get that instead of having to get stuck with 1080. But I think this is just a 1080 out, just like the Avermedia Live Gamer Mini or past generations of the HD60S. So the thing is, this thing only costs $80. So now its build quality is actually rather similar to the cheap Chinese graphics card that I reviewed a while back, but that one only had HDMI in. Again, if you guys want to check that out, that'll be linked right up here. And when all was said and done, I had a bit more to say about this one. But first, let's get down to the comparisons, the footage, the captures. Let me show you guys what this can do. So here we are with the August capture card. Capturing the gameplay off of my main computer onto a second computer right into OBS. As you can see, it appears to look good, and it actually looks a little bit smoother than I thought from first looking at the footage, so that's kind of nice. A big issue that I encountered though is that trying to capture audio as well as the video through the capture card would cause the video to freeze. So the examples that I'm using in this way are with no audio. And here I have the Avermedia Live Gamer Mini capturing Realm Royale into OBS the same exact way for comparison's sake. Just a quick look at how capturing the desktop and text looks. It's weird, it looks a little bit muddy, sort of blurry, but it's legible, so it's okay, I guess. Alright, so I have the capture card set up with the Vixia camcorder I've been using for my streams lately. Normally that's been running through the Avermedia. However, now I have it set up in OBS with XSplit VCam. And it looks fine, I guess. I mean, thanks to the camcorder, it's pretty sharp. But the colors are a little washed out, nothing you can't fix with a little bit of color correction, just adding a filter right there in OBS, not that big a deal. And let's say I go down to like my main gaming screen here, this doesn't look bad, it looks fine, it's smooth here, I think it is, at least looking at the OBS window. I'll have more to say about it once I review the footage. And then if I go to the clean, let's see, clean is the big one, and so yeah, this looks fine. It's working with XSplit VCam just fine in the setup that I use right now. I don't see any negatives, but again, I'll have more to say once I'm done doing this capture test. Now, there is also this layer here, capture card test. Nothing should come up here, and here we are. So this is how the webcam, well, I guess my the Vixia through the capture card looks in OBS straight, all automatic. I didn't do anything to colors. I didn't do anything to the settings. Nothing. It's all plug and play. The capture card is UVC capable. Plugs into Windows. Just plugs into the computer. Windows picks it up just fine. Everything seems to just work straight away. But again, we're gonna review the footage and we'll talk about that in just a minute. And just for comparison's sake, here's the Vixia through the Live Gamer Mini, and this is the full screen test. And let's just run through the comparisons for the other test. See, now we're in the clean setup here, so this is like comparing to the big screen that I showed you with the August capture card. And to me, this looks better. This looks cleaner to me. It looks, the colors are a bit better and just a tad sharper. But let's do the talking screen. And there's our talking screen for the stream. And again, this looks great to me. And then the main gaming screen also looks good. But this is just for comparison's sake. That's my point of view. What do you guys think in terms of the footage and comparing the two capture cards? $80 versus $130. So here we go. And we're back. So the capture card did everything it said to do. The fact that it's UVC compatible, that way it's just plug and play with Windows. It'll work in its camera app, it'll work in anything else. That's a good thing for it. You don't need any special software in order to make it work. It's just USB 3.0 plug and play, good to go. I used it with the Vixia that I've been using for streaming lately, which is a camcorder from a few years back using its HDMI out. And surprisingly, compared to the Avermedia Live Gamer Mini in the same exact situation, shooting and all that, the camera, lighting, blah, 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 it actually looked surprisingly sharp. It caught me off guard. It had the same sort of kind of muddy look that the $55 one from a while back had, especially on black and white text. But once you're actually using it, you don't really notice it so much. So the processing in it, maybe not the greatest. However, the signal that you're getting from it sees a bit more, I don't know, it's weird. It's like a little more clarity, something like that, versus one of the more expensive capture cards. However, I feel like it had some hitching issues as I was recording, but the biggest problem I had with it was that whenever in OBS I tried to get it to capture audio over HDMI as well, that way if you're using a 2PC computer streaming setup or recording setup, you're taking the HDMI from your main computer to the secondary computer, you're going to want the audio coming through as well. And if that's how you're going to do it, this is unfortunately not going to be for you. I just couldn't get past an issue where as soon as in OBS, as soon as I turned on the audio capture format, the video capture froze. The audio capture would still work, surprisingly. I can hear everything that was happening, but video capture froze. And there's no getting past that, unfortunately. So being used like a cam link or just something to use with a camcorder or DSLR, to capture yourself with a better camera than just a webcam, honestly, it worked fine for that. And I had no qualms, no issues with it that way. $80 still makes it an attractive price point to be used like that. And if you want to do console streaming or wanted to just monitor what was coming through it, it does have the HDMI out. Honestly, that's the simplest thing on there. I didn't test it out, but I'm sure that works just fine. It was the same with the Avermedia review that I did. And with all that being said, again, $80, it does present a value. However, it's not so far away from that price point, from the price point of the next good ones like a Avermedia Live Gamer Mini that features similar functionality. It's not so far away that I would instantly recommend this at $80. If that's all you got, then you won't be going wrong too much, assuming you know the limitations of it, that being the audio capture issue. That could have just been an issue with my unit. I'm not entirely sure, but I didn't counter it, so I have to mention it. Now, the cheap one that I had found for $55 is far and away worth a shot compared to a $130, $120 Elgato Cam Link or the Avermedia. So that one would be sort of a recommendation if you're just looking to capture a camera, for example, or a secondary source into the computer. But this one at $80, like I said, just a tad harder to recommend. It still is somewhat of a good value depending on how you use it. But that's what I got to say about it. So now that you guys saw all the footage and all the comparisons and all that stuff of this capture card, how do you feel about it? Drop a comment down below, let's talk about it. Anyways, everybody, I just wanted to point out that we do stream every Thursday at 8 p.m. Pacific, so if you wanted to talk more about streaming setup or tech or anything in general, make sure you catch us on YouTube and Twitch. Everything will be linked in the description below. Join our socials. We have Instagram, Facebook, Discord. We can talk more there. And Twitter, make sure to follow us there for any updates related to the channel and anything else. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. We always got more coming, and we'll see you all in the next one. Bye.